He's inviting me. He really wants me to join. Oh, never mind.
What the fuck did you say about Navcom?
Alright, so what did you want to talk about?
I don't know. I hate Discord, don't I? Like I genuinely despise it. Like the few
But
times that I've been
like you
baited into
see
getting
my
into a
point though.
Discord
Like
argument, I've hated it
if
so much.
Navcom, look, if Navcom doesn't want, if I take the stance that I won't do raids with Navcom, unless it's 4 raids at once, Navcom's perfectly fine with saying, okay, guess we won't do raids. Surely you can see the logic in what I'm saying when I say that if you guys don't do raid, if you guys don't do raids with us, then the whole reason why Bound, Nick, and Nat are even in Navcom are gone. You guys lose your incentive. You guys literally lose your best players to even have a chance of beating us in anything competitive. If you guys want to sit there and refuse to play us in 4 raids at once, guess what? Your 4v4 lineup will then become Revis, Carver, Skepticality, and Elliot. I'm being serious when I say this. We'd 5-0 that lineup every time. Your potential at winning an 8v8 just goes down the drain. You'll lose the 8v8.
I don't know if
And
you'd win
on
that
top of
lineup
that,
every time. I'd still think that'd be quite a good 4v4. I'd really
I
like to see
mean,
it.
maybe there'd be one game, but trust me, bro. Like you won't win this series, and you will
Well,
not win the 8v8.
I'd like to find out. I'd like to find out about that, to be honest.
Alright, well, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I'm perfectly fine like, I'm not the like. There's no way. Like, I'm putting NAFCOM in a situation where they get fucked up. I mean, I could take the stance. Listen, and let me explain how. I could take the stance. I'm not gonna do any raids with your NAFCOM unless it's 4 raids at once. If you do 4 raids at once with me, you only could win one with your high tiers. Like there's a decent chance you'll lose. And after that, every lineup's gonna lose. Like either way, like you either do all the raids at once and just lose majority of them, or you take the stance that you won't do any raids. So good. You take the stance you won't do any raids, and then we just become a Cold War, and then Maki and your best players leave. Your chance of realistically winning 4v4s goes down the drain. Your chance of winning an 8v8 goes down the drain. And then at that point, I can just say, okay, let's do individual raids or the 2 raids at once. Like
the thing that you kind of fail to understand in all this is that Navcom doesn't revolve around Sentinel like Sentinel revolves around Navcom. We've had wars before this. We'll have wars after that. So like, this is just the present. Like you guys won't be our future at all. You won't dictate our future. Maybe you're doing a lot of damage, and I give you that. Like, only been 1 or 2 guys in Navcom's history who've been able to oppose it and do so much damage. Saberfear was just annoying. I'll give you props when I say you've done a very good job making me think. But like, this is just the present. Like, if you actually think that you can do damage. If the best players leave, the best players leave. There's much more to Navcom than what happens in 2019 Halo 5. There's Halo Infinite and forever to go.
I completely understand that. I completely understand that, but I'm talking like in the context of this war and regards to like raids. This war,
if I was being 100% honest, you 100% up to this point have been winning. There's been like a few back-to-back weekends where we've had some success and whatnot, and then like I feel like that's been when you guys have come and maybe underestimated some of our lineups that we can actually pull. Because even though you say a lot of stuff about how like Baum back in and like how we be so used to just like we have been able to beat you guys in high tiers, not that often, but we have been able to get the better of you guys, maybe against your better judgment.
And so, like, in my opinion, like after assessing those, it's mainly been down to our failures rather than Navcom's merit. But that's just me though. And then we could go back and forth and argue that. So
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, let me go downstairs to get my dinner and bring it up here. I'll literally be 2 seconds, and then we can carry on talking. Give me 1 second, sorry.
Alright, mate. Who else is in the party? I haven't even checked. Well, Maxwell's in here. What's up? DTO represent. Fucking, what was you guys called? THR. What a clan. No, I was in DTO back in the day. We used to go to war. Like so
Yeah,
long.
I remember. I have DTO Austin on my phone.
Dude. DTO Austin, man. What a guy. Dude, do you have a General Lois?
Unfortunately.
2011 reach was so funny. Those are the days, man. Listen here, John Matuki
Right,
is
I'm
in
back.
here. HalcyonLente.
Okay.
Alright,
That's what we're talking about. So yeah, I mean,
Oh shit.
like either way, this benefits Sentinel. Like for the immediate. Okay, so like I plan about a lot of things in the future and stuff like that, and I'm not saying that you losing Maki and King Nick and all that will kill NavCom and it'll be the end of it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you lose those players, which you will do if you take the stance that Malcolm's threatening to take, you lose your ability to win an 8v8, 4v4s, like a good chance of 4v4s, and the raids too.
Navcom's not like judged on its like merit of just being able to slay everyone. It's like the reason why we've lasted so long, the reason why we're in the position we are is because, like I said in the chat before, like this, because it's went on so long, and like when we first started, for anyone who's like familiar with Dunbar and the guy at the time called Jenkins, like they didn't want to just make Navcom like a clan. Like they knew if they just made it a clan, it'd probably last as long as normal clans do. Like they wanted to make it a bit of a community, and they had like a whole fucking triumph dedicated towards that for like a year, and they kind of succeeded. Like we are literally a community. Like there's, so gay as it sounds, it's like a very small community. It's why like guys like will keep on coming back and picking it back up. Like if our best players leave, our best players leave. I don't really care. If we lose raids, we lose raids. I don't really care. I'll attest that Navcom's like this invincible force that's perfect. Navcom isn't that. It's fucking highly corrupt at times. It's highly hypocritical at times. Contradicts itself to fuck. But guess what? That's because it's a community and there's a lot of opinions that are expressed. Like, it's not correct all times. It's not a perfect place, but it's a place that I like to be, and that's why I'm here. Like I'm not an idiot. I don't at all think Navcom's the perfect clan. I don't think it's a fucking absolute bastion of like perfection that everyone should strive to achieve. It's 100% not. But it's the clan I have the most fun in, and it just happens to be a clan that's up for a long time. It just happens to be a clan that always attracts a lot of members, and I
completely agree with what you're saying. Completely agree with what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. Like, yes, this war, like just simply beating Navcom in raids isn't gonna kill Navcom. It isn't what I believe. That isn't something that I'm saying will happen, or is the case. But what I am saying though is that in the immediate kind of future, Navcom has a choice of stretching its capability and really forcing it to do multiple raids at once and losing those raids most likely, or not doing that and then losing their ability to realistically win raids in future. So I have put you in a box for like in terms of the war score. Like no, I've put you in a box. Like,
I don't really feel like him in a box. I don't think Emerson does either. Like Emerson's kind of the similitude to me. Like we have denied this, and if it's at the point where it's just like you say, all right, well we're not, then I guess we're not doing it, and whatever happens. Like it's like fucking, it's not our first rodeo. So if that happens, it happens. Me personally, I want to keep going down the route of like I'd happily do 2 raids a weekend for as long as fucking possible. Like that's just me, because it's 2019 Halo.
And that is ironic because, for people who don't know, when you first entered the war, you said, alright, Navcom is no longer going to do 2 raids a weekend or 1 raid a weekend.
Ironic.
We're now going to do 1 raid every 2 weeks. And you maintained that for like a month.
One of the reasons why it's no secret that the lineups I could pull at the time was absolute fucking dog. Like, I mean, like actual dog. Like the 3 high tier raids that I did, like you kind of educated me to a degree, because before, like I'd been away for like about like 6 months, and up until I played Sentinel, I'd only really lost like 1 raid while I was seeing in Navcom, and that was against OI, who like brought out the best in me. So when I came back, I thought I could just pull a lineup that would be had a modicum of skill, not be nothing too crazy, but somehow managed to, like, I didn't know much about you as well, to be honest. I knew you were a big timer, I knew that, but I didn't know. I didn't know how much fucking actual, like, kind of like how much you could back on your
competency, like
as it turns out, you're not an idiot.
The villain, the villain I am.
You're not an idiot. As it turns out, you're not an idiot. So, like, literally, That is the case. If I'm a hypocrite, I'm a hypocrite. I don't really care. Yeah, that is like I'm at that stage. If fucking fuck it. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's just the war. It's fucking. It's not
Yeah, it's
too
just an
emotionally
occasional
invested
thing
in.
we get to.
It's just
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah, I understand. Just it is what it is. Well, so like, yeah, I guess like I think if like the whole like immediate thought of it just being like either way it's in Sentinel's favor for the immediate future, like that's kind of my immediate thoughts right now. And you mean, you know how witty I am and all that sort of stuff and how much I think things through. So like maybe I mean I could think about this and think about every possible alternative and see if like if there's an instance where Navcom can wheel out of this box that I think I've got you guys in, but for now it doesn't look like there is, but I don't think I'm gonna see. I know Zippy wants to lead 2 raids, maybe 2 raids this weekend. I'll probably let him do that, but this whole like I'll refuse to do raids of Navcom unless it's like 4 raids at once. I think I will do that, but when I do that, I don't know. I'll have to think and decide when that's the best issue.
It happens. Like, so probably you'll probably get the reaction I'm giving you. If it happens, it happens. If people leave, people leave.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Navcom to fucking end and crush upon itself and stuff like that, and have people kind of like freak out. Ooh, like no, we're not doing raids of Sentinel or anything like that. I'm not expecting anything like that at all. Realistically, all I'm expecting out of that
Imagine
is
if that actually happened.
I mean, we'd be going back to this conversation.
That'd be such a meme. It's like we actually. Oh fuck me, dude. I love clans.
To be honest, how much of a nuisance have I been in terms of like what I've been doing and saying?
You've been a 6 out of 10 nuisance.
Would you say I've been quite the formidable
yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. In terms of like opposition that I've had personally, you're up there with fucking Fortunato when he was in Hawaii. And like mainly did all the raids, and you're up there with Chris when I was first in NavCon 2012 and like in FOJ, and like we used to just constantly do raids. Like they're like the 2 guys who have like genuinely like like I've genuinely had to sit down and have a bit of a think about and be like, okay, well, this ain't as easy as the rest. Like this is going to be a bit.
Yeah,
of a challenge.
Personally, I mean, yeah, there's a bit of an ego stroke, but I try not to get my ego in the way of things. But like, I am humbled that you do say that, and I do appreciate that, and I will say so. Although we may be at war, we're pretty chill people. Me and you, personally, I think we get along pretty well.
Probably
you too. You're not a pushover yourself. You're besides Emerson, you are probably the only person I have to worry about in terms of scouting, because I have to think about what you're going to argue and.
No, I don't think you should. Navcom got so angry at me for the fucking. What was it called? Cyrus Valley, whatever. Some people were. So
I honestly decided I'd literally built the map 3 hours before we did the raid. Named the map on the spot. Freya Valley or some shit. That's what it was. But yeah, no, like in terms of scouting, I mean, honestly, this kind of conversation has kind of went all over the place. Like we went from kind of talking about the immediate situation in the war room now to kind of like, basically like appreciating the opposition we provide each other. Yeah, I mean, although there is a war between the 2 clans, like there is a couple moments like this, but between the competent people in Navcom. So, I think this is pretty special.
Is this
like I'm not sure. Let me check.
I think Benona and Emerson are going on it. I think so. Oh. I just can't be bothered with Discord, man. Like if I had the thought, right, I'm gonna talk to him on Discord. Like we'd be talking until like 8 o'clock tonight about the fucking conversation that just took 5 minutes in an Xbox Live party.
And you know it would be me too. fucking sitting there doing that. And I will literally you Navcom like I have. You know I have.
Yeah,
I'd literally sit there and 1v8
like,
you guys in
sometimes
arguments.
I'm like, I'm not even replying. I'm saying goodnight. I don't care what he says. I'm saying goodnight and I'm leaving it. And then you'll say something like, "Fucking bitch, I've got to reply to that." I can't not reply.
Then you gotta go back to
it. And you're like, "Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back. Must have had a real good sleep. He's fucking back already."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd like to see more from people like Sporl. Joseph's just a fucking idiot. Carver is a bit dumb. Grievous, same like Carver. Malcolm's pretty smart, but I mean, I still think, in terms of like how we are, like tactically and stuff, I think I edge him just about every time, just a bit. Sometimes more than others. You're a challenge too, I will say. But the rest of them, no. Without Malcolm and them, like and you, I'm gonna be honest. Like from what I've seen so far, we probably wouldn't have lost any raids because I feel like I could literally get anything I want out of the rest of them.
Jesus. I'm not like fucking like saying we have had some dark fucking moments with like shit like that. Like I kill Cayman and I kill knows this, so like me saying this isn't really that bad. But when I kill Cayman and like he got involved, he wasn't really that experienced with this kind of stuff. It was kind of new to him. He's not a player and whatnot, like above average. But like, in terms of like the scouting and like leading and stuff, he was quite new to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wasn't too hard to swindle either. When he saw Firebase 4, I mean Firebase 4 is kind of like, I mean it is fair like and all, but it can be pretty strong. So when he saw that, he thought he was getting the biggest deal of his life. Part of the reason it was because, yeah, he said that this is a joke. There must be a swindle. He thought this was the most fair base he's ever seen in his life. Like he couldn't believe what he was getting. And part of the reason that was because it was literally a bare bones raid. Like, what? No power weapons, dude. This must be easy. Like, no.
Yeah,
still,
we've
still
been able
hard.
to do okay on Firebase 4 with like our best lineups, but like again, like as you say with that fucking other map, like if like, you guys like drill really well at your maps, like you make sure that like if you're gonna raid on it, you know like everything about it. I think
I took a risk with that map. I took a risk because I made it.
Which Freya or
the same day.
Firebase 4?
The Freya, the one I just did. Like we literally, like honestly, like we literally haven't done any. I mean, the only practice we did on that map because I made the map the same 6 hours the raid happened, right? I made the map, did a quick random practice raid with the NRI on it, and I stress test the map. I put on the map what I think you were gonna argue for, and I put down like a recon DMR disturbance, carbine disturbance, and ghost, and I basically stress test the map to see how I could handle. And I'm gonna be honest, like that map is, I mean, it's pretty flip-floppity. So I was just like, yeah, no, this is not happening on a lineup where I'm gonna be facing, because I have to assume that if it's a high tier, you're bringing your 8 best every time. I have to assume that. Because
well,
if
I think
don't,
that's about
then...
as good as a lineup's gonna get from like us, like that fucking that specific on the show. I can't really think of who was it. It was fucking
that
Carver,
also looked
Revis,
like
Elliot.
one of the best like raid lineups I've seen from Navcom, like Navcom history.
It was good.
Like pretty stacked.
It was good. It was good. That's what I'd like to see, like it on like a map like actual onset where you actually know like this or like some map where you actually know
it would literally like down. I'm gonna tell you how it's just gonna work. Like it's literally, it's just gonna come down to whoever. It's just gonna come down to some like an instance of situational luck. Like, you know, let's say Bound, fucking Mucky and Revis get like Mucky. Bound, Nick and Neptune get like spawn on the mountain right next to the base. Like it's literally just gonna come down to something like that happening at the last 5 minutes. That's why I don't like yeah, it is fun and all that, but like it's literally a gamble when like, you know, if because you can't deny like if half your team's coming back from the base and then the enemy team just have a bunch of people spawn on that mountain, like that push going back up to the base, it's just dead. Like that's it. There's nothing they can do. They're getting shot from the sides, behind. It did
quite literally have the issue of like literally sometimes like it's not that there was nothing you could do. Like obviously if you won the gun battles when they attacked, like you won the bit, but like I think it's like the sustained pressure, like just like that constant sustained pressure that they put on you, and that second spawn. I'll be on the new version. Probably seen.
I saw screenshots.
Like that second spawn's still there. Like it's still there. That second spawn's still there. But I changed the wall a bit just to make it like a bit more of like a linear approach kind of thing, just so like more guys are aiming the same way. I mean, it's still crazy. Like we've done a few internals on it, and obviously it's like a little bit more holdable, but like it almost produces like the same result of it's just a complete toss up at the end.
So like. I think
it's that second spawn that kind of contributes towards that, so I might do a version where it's that.
I mean, it does.
Else.
Like that's the thing. Like that is literally my point when I say like the look factor, like the randomness factor, because like I could easily kill someone at the base, right, or two people, and they could be your best guys, but they could literally just spawn on that mountain right next to the base, like or they could spawn at the back of the map next to a warthog. Like, just something like that. Just, you can't really predict that, like, at all. And that's exactly what I mean when I talk about, like, the random look or anything like that. Or, and on top of that, too, like, every time we've raided onset, we've had someone lag out the game in the last 15 to 20 minutes. Every time. Like, we are 3 for 3 on lagouts in that map. So, like, we can't prepare for that. That's just gonna happen. That's random, you know. And when that happens, like you know as much as I do on a map like onset, like it doesn't even like I could honestly do an 8v9 on that map, right? With Commando Walk on my team, on top of like our best lineup and my best lineup. I mean, Commando Walks just simply being an extra number. Like simply being an extra number on that map actually makes a difference because of how like intense it is. Like just having that one extra person to just shoot is just makes a big difference. So having a guy like less, it's really bad, especially with motivation too, because like your morale just drops when someone lags out on a map like that and you lose control because of it. So when I say that onset has like an element of randomness to it, and like I'm sure like Reeves and all like to make fun of me for it, like to say that I'm purely putting it all on luck, but that's just they're just stupid and they're not understanding what I'm saying at all.
As the map creator, I can attest to it, but I think like. And this isn't like talking trash or nothing, but like specifically with like the very last like you got, it was like a 3v3 in the base, and somehow Santana pulled out the player while blaming Carter and fucking.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that gunfight that I lost. Like, and he fucking started making fun of me of that too. But like, this is something personally that I've kind of an issue I have like as of current. Like when I'm playing Halo 5 and I'm calling out more. I'm like 75% of my team's communication. I'm calling out everything. I mean, you probably.
I've watched your streams, man. Yeah, like I was blown away. That first one because I just knew that you were like the like I didn't really know you about, and then I watched that very first that stream. Which one was it? Like what fucking raid was it? I can't remember what it was, but I was just like, I was just like, it was Backbreaker Bay. It was Backbreaker.
Oh, Backbreaker. Okay.
Oh fuck. Backbreaker Bay, don't even talk to me about that, right? Fucking everyone just stand up on this same spot, and it broke my back watching it. Fucking literally threw my back out.
Bro, Danny Rodriguez won't shut the fuck up. I want to fucking kill him, dude.
Danny Rodriguez, is that like his name's Danny Kincaid no? Like that guy?
I know.
Yeah.
No, he's literally like.
What's this?
He's like shit talking me in the NFC server.
Oh, brilliant.
I love that.
I made a joke.
He literally shit talks me all the time in the NAFCOM server.
I made a joke.
Calls me fat with niggas and shit. I literally see that all the time.
I made a joke. He goes, you talking shit? And I said, don't let me get the 50 cal. And he goes, I'll get Maki. And I said as a joke, maybe he can win raids for y'all. And he got so fucking pissed. He goes, "You want to talk big on an AFCON Marine raid? How about a 4v4 series?"
Oh my god, this is annoying because literally Maki's presence is giving people like him an ego. He's like Danny Rodriguez is getting an ego because Maki joins the NAVCON because he wants to kill Sentinel's ego.
Dude, like, fucking I had it with Stridon last night. I asked Stridon for a raid, like Stridon was talking shit. Like there was like a pester screen, but eventually they talked about raids, so I was like, alright, well, let's just schedule a raid and like you guys can raid the S4s, and then that Curran kid, if you know Curran, he was like, what?
I know, Kurt.
Oh, no, you pulled banned. You
I
got
hate
raid.
Curran,
No,
dude.
no. I was like, no, it has nothing to do with banned. I said DS4's banned in the Marines. Like, oh, now you've got the Switch, you've got banned, you've got Neptune. You want to raid? I'm like, no, no, they're in the Marines. I'm just want to use DS4s. Let's chill out there. Let's calm down. Well, like, no comment on the banned name drops of Navcom names. No comment. Next question.
Right. What were we talking? Oh yeah, we were talking about the fucking. I was talking about anyway. Like yeah, like when my streams, like when I'm playing, I'm most of my team's communication, and like not necessarily like their morale, but like if their morale isn't there, then I'm the one that kind of puts myself in a position where I'm like, working on it. Like Josie, like a big reason why Josie even managed to like five me like that was okay. The biggest reason is definitely because I don't go on Halo 5 as much anymore. It's just the truth. My skill level has significantly dropped from what it used to
I
be.
mean,
'cause
you
I used to
literally
play-
forge all the time. That's literally what you do. That's all you do. Is
Not
forge.
Yeah, I
even
always
no,
do Forge.
not
It's
even
fucking
just
ridiculous.
that. No, I just don't play matchmaking. I just don't practice. Like that's literally it. I'm not gonna say that. I'm really bad, but I could be like the best in the world. Like no. I'm pretty good now, right? I'm still pretty
There's
good.
people like that though. There's
Alright,
actually
like
people
I know
like
there
that.
are. I know there is. Like don't get me wrong. I am pretty good now. And when I was at my best, I'm not gonna say I was a god and I'm like the best in the world. 'Cause I definitely wasn't. There's definitely a lot of people who could literally 50-0 me without putting in any effort. Don't get me wrong. But what I am saying is like from what I am now to what I could be, like, or what I like, my potential is it's pretty big, and it personally pisses me off because every time I try to play matchmaking for the first time in like so long and like actually take it seriously, like I'm just literally sometimes I lose gunfights to fucking morons that like I literally shouldn't have lost a gunfight to, and then on top of that
I
too,
get
like,
so angry on matchmaking.
and then the servers too.
Literally so angry.
Oh my god, dude. My MMR, like for the past like literally 2 years, I just got high champs every season. My MMR in those playlists is super high, so literally it's only matching me against super high players. So the search time between games is really, really, really fucking long. So I never find games consistently, and then when I do, the people that are around my MMR like level, but in the game's eyes, are like few and far in between. So the servers are just fucking horrendous. Like literally, like Venus will just like eat 7 shots. Like it's ridiculous. And that's like Trent, and then I communicate too much too, in especially when I'm streaming. So like when like personally, it annoys me personally when I see people like in a gunfight and they only call out once they've won. Like if they win the gunfight, they won't say anything. If they die, they'll call out that they died to the guy, right? But they won't call out like why when they see them or like before they get in the gunfight or like
What for like
while they're
help
in the
or like
gunfight.
any kind of like.
Yeah,
fucking,
for
like-
help. Like yeah, because the two
Yeah.
focus
No,
on the
that makes it
gunfight.
and it makes
Like,
a big difference, man.
exactly. Like
Huge
I
difference.
completely understand. Like you need to focus on the gunfight, and personally, I should start doing that a bit more because I probably could have killed Josie if I had done that and not because like I focus more on the
But
communication.
you got the first
than I
shot,
do
didn't you?
actually winning.
I think.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
watching it and I was like, how
Yeah, I
did he
literally
not kill
got
it?
the
Like,
first shot. I got the first shot and I just screamed like I made sure that my team like was hearing me and I made sure that my team like knew like because I'm not just like shouting a call out. I'm trying to like choose the right words like to make it as short as possible with the most information. Like this is like super like in depth and like about the detail call out, but like the best type of call out is the call out that's the quickest with the least amount of words used, like syllables, with that pertain the most information. That's exactly what I focused on doing more than actually winning the gunfight, and it's ended up choking too with like, it's super inconsistent, like actual play aim and shit. But yeah, like no, that's like something I need to do. I need to work on, 100%. Fucking difficult because of 2019 Halo 5 and the state it's in, but yeah.
I fucking hate
Someone
2019
like
Halo 5.
Carver has like 600 games in like Team Arena this season alone. He literally has like 600 games. Maybe not 600, maybe like 400 or some shit, but still like a ridiculous amount of games played. This whole thing's been off subject. Honestly, this whole thing, like, sure.